What it is, what it was, and what it shall be. What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, Dr. Will Rogers, a.k.a. Master Teacher 33. And today is, let's see, what is today? Wednesday or Thursday? Thursday, that's right. What's up, Sister Allison? Thursday, May the 14th. Thursday, May the 14th, 2020. Time is 12:30 Central Time. As always, my brothers. As always, my sisters. Got another powerful message scheduled for you today. What's going on, Sister Carol Baker III? My homeboy, Brother Osama. Sister Sing, what it is, what it was, and what it shall be. Sister Carol, you stay out of trouble. Sister Holly, is that Sister Holly on time? Ooh, B. Jola's on the line. What's up, B. Jola? Got my son, B. Jola, on the line. Ooh, that means it's about to go down. I got to show out for BJ. I got to let BJ know that his daddy still got it. I ain't over the hill yet, B. Jola. I ain't ready to pass the torch yet, homeboy. You know what I'm saying, B. Jola? I ain't ready to pass the torch yet, Bobby. Wait your turn. Brother Donnie, Brother Gordon, Sister Stephanie Hawkins, Brother Nadeem, Sister Diane, Sister Ellen, Brother George. Who else we got? Oh, the Honorable Reverend Dr. Bishop. Sister Martinette. We got Sister Veronica Smith III, Sister Holly on the line. Brothers and sisters, y'all ready to activate your macabre? Let's go. Let's go. No more play. Y'all know how we do it. No more play, B. Jola. No more play. Bye, y'all. Brother Gordon, some niggas got to go play in traffic, Brother Gordon. But today, brothers and sisters, we get to break down how to study. Right now, the lost art of study is how we activate the Merkaba. It's actually 3 words, but they put them all together. Big mistake, Brother Gordon. Big mistake. Because it's actually 3 individual words that it talks about. And the way that you activate the Merkaba, Brother Gordon, is very, very, very interesting, because most people, they miss the forest for the trees, Sister Allison, and that's the problem. So, Sister Allison, we got to break it down today so that way people can over and understand. I will be doing a deeper, in-depth study on the Merkaba activation. You guys know my good buddy, the Honorable Reverend Dr. Bishop, Brother Khalif. Brother Khalif is also breaking down Merkaba activation, which is how to activate your light, how to activate, again, the Ka, which is the spirit, and how to activate the Ba, which is the body. What's going on, Sister Amanda? Welcome to the club. So turn with me, if you will, to 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Now, like all of these scriptures and everything that we talked about and everything that we talk about in all of these shows, it's extremely, extremely important. Because what's missing, what's up, Brother Brandon? What's missing, Brother Brandon, is that we do not have our Kundalini, if we want to use that term. I know that's a Luciferian term for most church folks. What's up, Brother Michael? Sister Audrey? Sister Reverend Cheryl? Brother Jibbiday? Most of us, at the base of our spinal cord, we have the sacrum or the sacrum. So I'm getting ready to switch over so we can start breaking this down. Go over to my YouTube, not my YouTube, my channel, but so you guys can see the screen. Now, our sacrum contains the Kundalini activation pump. Now, I have to break this down so that way you can over and understand what this means, because it's extremely, extremely important. So, everybody ready? Y'all got your pen and paper? Sister Allison, you ready, Sister Allison? Let's break this down, Sister Allison, for the people. Y'all like my shirt? I like it. What y'all think? What you think, B. Jola? What you think, B. Jola? So, brothers and sisters, let's flip over, shall we? So that way we can break this down for you guys, so everybody can have an understanding what we are revealing, explaining, illuminating, and simplifying today. How to activate your Kundalini by returning back to source. Now, again, this is my high-tech technology. This is high-tech technology right here, Sister Allison. This is like some NASA stuff that y'all looking at right here. This is high-tech, B. Jola. B. Jola, you ain't got this at home, B. Jola. This is not for y'all youngsters. This is high-tech right here, B. Jola. You don't know nothing about this, B. Jola. You don't know nothing, BJ. I'm telling you, BJ. This is above your pay grade, homie. It's above your pay grade, BJola. So we see right here, this is the tetrahedron. This is what it's talking about inside of the star tetrahedron. That is a triangle going down and a triangle going up. So inside of this sacrum, it forms what is called a posterior pelvic wall. So this stabilizes what we call, again, the pelvis. But what this does is inside of there is a pump that pumps up oil up the 33 vertebrae of the spinal cord. But it only works, Sister Amanda, when you are excited. It only works when you are totally immersed in your purpose. That is why the missing art today is 2 Timothy chapter 2, which tells us how to activate the Kundalini and the Kunda buffer, if you will, which is the lost science, the lost art of studying to show thyself approved. So the reason that people debate online, the reason that people argue, the reason that we got 45 different opinions is because very few people over and understand, Dr. Martinet, how to study. So the way that we have to understand how to study is to break it down, what it says inside the Helios Biblios. Now, the reason that we study is so that way we can bring about what is called sozo in the Greek. That is salvation. That's the whole purpose of everything that we do, is so that we can understand what we call salvation. So now remember today's message. Let me come over here. This is today's message. This is the title of today's message. So the title of today's message is how to activate the Merkaba. That's the point of today's message. So we want to understand how to activate our light, how to activate our spirit, so that way we can control our body. This is, again, the science and metaphysics of study. So the number one issue today is people do not know how to study to receive spiritual gnosis. Let me say it again. The number one issue today is very few people know how to study to activate sozo in the Greek, salvation, to bring about salvation. So 2 Timothy chapter 2 breaks this down for us. So when you guys get a chance, you want to read all of this, but we want to go down. You know, so the husbandman is laboreth, he must partake again of the first fruits, consider blah, blah, blah. So we want to read, you guys want to read all of that when you get a chance. So we go down, look what it says in verse 14. 2 Timothy 2:14 tells us that we're supposed to do something. And it says, of these things, put them in remembrance, charging. So we got to charge up our body, charging them before the Lord, that they strive not about words to no profit. So we should not be engaging in words that don't bring about profit. And so what happens, Sister Allison, is most people, they like to go online and they like to debate and they like to argue, but they're not doing things, they're not talking about, they're not using words, Sister Holly. They're not using words, Sister Holly, of profit, Sister Holly. Most people words, Sister Holly, they don't bring about no profit. A lot of Negroes, put 10 Negroes in a room, you got 10 opinions. Negroes love to debate, Sister Holly. They love to debate. Negroes love to debate, Sister Holly, but there is no profit. So, Sister Holly, that's why I don't debate, Sister Holly. I likes to get paid. Sister Holly, I likes to eat. I likes to party, Sister Holly. So, Sister Holly, I ain't interested in debating with no watered down, weak, jelly-back Christians. I don't got time, Sister Holly. Why? I like profit. But to the subverting of the hearers, most people want to subvert you, Sister Holly. Don't let them do that, Sister Holly. So we all got to do something in order to activate our Kundalini and our Kunda buffer. Because, Brother Brandon, this is the smoking gun right here, Brother Brandon. Now, we got to understand what this means. We got to break this down so people can really wrap their brain around it. Because what's missing is people do not know how to study. It's a lost art. So we're going to break down so that way everybody can understand how to activate their Kundalini and their Kunda buffer. And this gets into the sacrum, the holy bone in the body. This is the most sacred part of the body, Brother Brandon, but they don't teach this at Ebenezer Baptist. Thus, Brother Brandon, Thus, the problem. So it is only through the over understanding of how to activate the pineal gland, which means raising the kundalini and the kunda buffer. Now, BJola, you tuned in, BJola? Because most people, BJola, they don't understand. They don't understand, BJola. So we got to break it down for them. So, Sister Allison, we got to break it down for them, Sister Allison. So the pineal gland and the pituitary gland, Joseph and Mary, secretes milk and honey. This is called Santa Claus or the colostrum. So that's the first thing that happens. And then we go down to this red spot and we see the Ida Pingala, two new fluids crossing the medulla oblongata. The crucifixion takes place. It rests for 2.5 days. So there is this energy, and everybody's seen this diagram. It goes up and down the body. Now you guys can read this so that way you can understand how to activate your Merkaba. That way, no COVID-19, no reverend, no doctor, no bishop, no monkey, no squirrel, or no rabbit, nothing, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. All who rise up against you shall fall. Why can no weapon formed against you prosper? Because once you understand this process, then you have something called the spiritual journey, meaning that you are activating the kundalini and the kunda buffer, and then you start to break down what they don't teach at Ebenezer Baptist. And the only way for this process to take place, Brother Brandon, is for you to understand how to study to show yourself approved unto the generator, the operator, and the director. That is what you call God, boo-boo. So the spine, again, is your spiritual antenna, so to speak. This allows the energies to go up and down the spinal cord to activate the kundalini and the kunda buffer. So all of the energy, frequency, waves, of vibrations, all of the neurons, everything happens. This is the seat of the major energy meridians, the chakras, the neurons. So the spinal cord, again, defines the quality of our lives. So in the mother's womb, the spine is the first thing that is formed, and then the body, the limbs, and everything else forms after the spinal cord. So we see from this article, from a physical point of view, the spinal cord is an important channel for all of the body stimuli. And it transfers this quote-unquote energy, frequency, wave, vibration via the nerves to the brain. It is a part of our central nervous system along with the brain. But also on a spiritual level, the spine is the source of all energy. Let me say it again. Let me say it again. Let me say it again. The spine is the source of all our energy. Let me say it again, Sister Allison. Sister Holly, you tuned in? The spine is the source of all energy. It is where the three major energy channels lie. So it's inside of the spine cord where we are able to see this life force, this chi, this prana, this pneuma. But all of this only happens if we engage in something. So if we look at in the ancient Indian medicine, the nadis, N-A-D-I-S, are the channels or energy pathways that carry prana and life force throughout the body, and they connect at a special energy points called chakras. So the Sanskrit term N-A-D-I comes from the root word nad, which means motion, flow, and vibration. Come on, Brother Nadine. Come on, my brother. Are you with me? J Money, are you with me? Just how veins and the arteries are important for a healthy functioning of our physical body, the nadis weave throughout the physical nerves as well as the subtle circuitry, yoga nadis, of the mind, of the self, of the consciousness. This matrix supports all the physical presence and the invisible dimensions in existence. And we could go on, but y'all Negroes know how to read. Y'all can read this yourself. But notice the aura. Notice all of the lines outside of the body, BJ. Look at everything outside of the body. But how is this activated, Brother Brandon? How do you activate your aura, your chi, your prana, your pneuma, Brother Brandon? How do we activate it? So that way COV19, it can't touch you. Prana needs to flow freely through the system to be healthy. And when it becomes weak or congested, it leads to poor mental and physical health. Often painful life experiences lead to blockages and ultimately health woes. Oh, hold up, time out, Brother Brandon. Did you get that, Sister Carol Baker? Sister Carol Baker, did you get that, Sister Baker? Sister Holly? Sister Amanda, did you see what that says, Sister Amanda? Let's back up, Sister Allison. Let's back up for a second. Brother Diamond, did you see what it said? Painful life experiences do something. Is there anybody on the call today that have had any painful life experiences besides me? So painful life experiences lead to blockages. Let me say it again. Bijola, you writing it down, Bijola? Painful life experiences leads to blockages. One more time. Painful life experiences lead to blockages and ultimately health woes. This is this emotional trauma. So opening up these channels is important for the overall well-being. So the body is filled with innumerable nadis that cannot be counted. So Tantra or Tantric wisdom state that there are 72,000 nadis or nadis in the human body. 14 are principal NADIS outside of the Sushumna, Ida, Pingala, and are considered to be the most important. Now, this dams up, like my brother B. Jola just said, this prevents the body from oscillating and vibrating at its highest possible level. Okay, so we know we can continue reading all of this stuff that breaks down what happens and what causes these emotional and these energy blocks inside of your sympathetic or your sympathetic nervous system. So all of this causes problems. So we all have these problems because everybody on today's call has had some type of negative life experiences. Is there anybody that has not have a negative life experience? Anybody? So everybody has had negative life experiences. So we see starting from the base of the spine, the Ida and the Pingala nadis moved up the spine like DNA helix, crossing at each of the chakra and energy portals. The third NAD is the central channel for energy in the human body that runs from the base of the spine. Where does it start at, Bijola? Where does it start at, Bijola? From the base of the spine. J Money, where does it start? At the base of the spine. This is what we call, again, our sexual energy. This force, this frequency, this wave, or this vibration. But it all starts at the where? Bam, the base of the spinal cord, the sacrum. So the spine has 5 different parts, and then it breaks all of this down. So that's the biology of all of this. And we can continue reading. You guys can, obviously, you can read this on your own at your convenience. That's the website right there. FractalEnlightenment.com. FractalEnlightenment.com. But now we need to get back to these scriptures because we got a lot of reverends, a lot of doctors, a lot of bishops, and they like their scriptures. I ain't mad at them. Now, this is extremely important. At the very base, what it says right there, meditation requires us to keep our spine straight and in line with the head and the neck to experience the goals set at the start of the meditation. Proper posture for uninterrupted flow of prana in our body is a must. Bijola, my brother Brandon, Sister Kim, everybody on the call today, you got to have proper mental posture, aka disposition, for spiritual. So the same thing that you do when you do physical yoga, you got to do the same thing for spiritual yoga. Let me say it again. The same thing that you do physically, J Money, you got to do spiritually in order for this shizness to work. Okay, what do we got to do, J Money? Well, if we go back to the scriptures, let's go back to 2 Timothy. It says, study to show thyself approved unto who, J Money? Who we got to study for? We studying to show ourselves approved unto T.D. Jakes? That's not what it says, J Money. We got to study to show ourselves approved unto Creflo Dollar. That's not what it said, J Money. It said we got to study to show ourselves approved unto who? Source code, God. So we got a conundrum. The conundrum is, in order to activate the Kundalini, you got to know how to study. That's the problem. Negroes and non-Negroes don't know how to study. So studying is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Now again, I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed, J Money, but I'm in the mother beep, 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 beep shed. So this word study, J Money, let's pimp the game. Study. The word study comes from Strong Concordance G4704. Y'all Negroes and y'all non-Negroes, look this shizness up for yourself. Don't believe me, I could have bumped my head last night. Even though I didn't, you never know. You never know. What's up, Brother Mwanga? Where's Dr. Khalifa at, Brother Mwanga? Is he out there eating a chicken sandwich? Tell Dr. Khalifa to put that chicken sandwich down, Brother Mwanga. Come on over here. I'm trying to drop some knowledge. So this word study, my brothers. This word studies my anointed sisters.
4704. Spudazzo.
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 Spudazzo. B-Jola, you got you some Spudazzo, B-Jola. B-Jola, I'm finna drop some Spudazzo on you, B-Jola. Are you ready, B-Jola? Are you ready, B-Jola? Because I'm ready to bring the pain, B-Jola. I'm finna ready to bring the Spudazzo. Spudazzo is a Greek word that simply means endeavor. To do diligence. B-Jola, what was the first book I wrote, B-Jola, when you was a little kid? Remember, B-Jola, we were living over there in the ghetto in Westwood, and your mom had kicked me out for about the 30th time. And remember, B-Jola, I locked myself up in that closet. Didn't shower, shave for like 30 days, and I wrote the book Diligence, The Ultimate Secret to Be Rich, B-Jola. B-Jola, I was experiencing Spudazzo. So this word spudazzo, it means diligence, to be diligent, give diligence, to be forward, to labor, Negro. It means to hasten, to make haste. What did it say right there, B-Jola? What did it say, Brother Brandon? To exert oneself. Oh, okay, B-Jola. We got an issue, B-Jola. Negroes, they don't like to exert themselves, B-Jola, unless they're getting a chicken sandwich. Now, Negroes will put forth energy and effort to go to Popeyes and stand in line for 3 hours, BJ, to get a chicken sandwich. But Negroes don't like to exert themselves to study, BJ. Why is that? Negroes don't like to do this, BJ. They don't like to labor, to study. So we got a conundrum, BJ. What is the conundrum? The conundrum is, what is the word diligence? Now, Brother Gordon, I know that you are a learned man, Brother Gordon. Brother Gordon, break it down for me, Brother Gordon. Diligence or diligent. Brother Gordon, the word diligent. Again, I'm just a country boy from Forsyth, Texas, Brother Gordon. I just look shizness up. It means constant, Brother Gordon. It don't mean stopping and starting. See, Negroes, they'll study on Monday, but they don't do shizness on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Negroes will study like 10 minutes a day, Brother Gordon. That's not constant, Brother Gordon. Now, let me make sure y'all understand, because we're talking about how to activate the Kundalini. So the same way you study is the same way you activate the Kundalini. See, it means constant in effort to accomplish something. It means attentive. It means persistent in doing anything. Now, how many Negroes that are on the line today, y'all Negroes are constant in effort? J Money, are you constant in effort, J Money? Don't answer that, J Money. Do not answer that. See, the word diligence, look where it comes from. It means to choose, like equivalent. It means die ligar, so to speak. Now let me make sure y'all understand, because again, I'm trying to drop some gnosis on y'all so y'all can over and understand how to activate the Kundalini that requires us to engage in constant effort. But how can we be constant in something that we don't even like? See, the issue is spoodadzo. You know what it says right there, B. Jola? Check it out, B. Jola. Spoodadzo. To use speed. To make an effort. To be prompt and earnest. Now, Negroes, J Money, will get up early and they will speed to go to Popeyes to get that chicken sandwich. But Negroes ain't interested in speeding to do no damn study. Oh, Dr. Khalif, you finally put that chicken sandwich down and started to join us, Dr. Khalif. Come on in, Dr. Khalif. Wipe them crumbs off your lips, bro. Get that grease off your lips, Dr. Khalif. We've been waiting on you, homie. We've been waiting on you, Dr. Khalif. Okay, I can start preaching now. Dr. Khalif's here. I can bring the pain, BJ. So, Negroes, they're not prompt, they're not earnest. To give diligence, to be diligent, to labor. Oh, yeah. Wipe that grease off your lips, Dr. Khalif. We trying to slay some dragons up in Chunk. So that's just the first word, Dr. Khalif. I got some more. We got some bigger fish to fry. Sister Holly, you ready, Sister Holly? Sister Holly hadn't had to do no push-ups in a while. She been on time. You see, Brother Osama, the second Greek word under spoodadzo is another Greek word.
Spoude.
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 So, Brother Osama, after you spoodadzo, you got the spoude, Brother Osama. So, Brother Osama, have you been spouding, Brother Osama? What about you, Sister Holly? Since you didn't do no push-ups today, Sister Holly, you got some extra energy, Sister Holly. So that means you can do some spoude. You got all of that energy, Sister Holly. You can make a TikTok video, Sister Holly, about spoude. Come on, Sister Holly. Come on, Sister Holly. Can you make a TikTok video about spoude, Sister Holly? I'm just wondering, Sister Holly. I'm just wondering. Can you make a TikTok video today, Sister Holly, about spoude? See, Sister Holly, spoude, you got the word diligence in it again. Haste, business, care, forward, earnest care, carefulness, haste with haste, earnestness, diligence, earnestness in accomplishing, promoting, striving after something. You see, Sister Holly, very few people want to spoude, Sister Holly. Oh yeah, Sister Holly, we will make videos and we'll do this and do that. But Sister Holly, Negroes, they ain't interested in being hasty about their business, Sister Holly. You see that word right there, Sister Holly? Business. That means purpose, Sister Holly. It means earnestness. Now again, your macabre, your purpose, your business, your busyness, the reason why you own this mother beep rock is so that way you can do this, Sister Holly. Now, Sister Holly, are you in spoude, Sister Holly? Are you engaged in speed? Dispatch, eagerness, earnestness? For what? Play? No, Sister Holly. Business. Now, Sister Holly, I like to joke around and have fun, Sister Holly. I like to hang out. I like to party. But when it's time for business, it's no more play. It means that we should be making haste. See, what's missing? Dr. Khalif, I cannot find a Negro that is making haste. Speed, Dr. Khalif. Speed, spoude, speed. How fast are y'all Negroes studying? Oh, you spend, let me get this right. So you devote an hour a day? What? Negro, all I do every day, all day, 24/7, 365 is freaking study. So that's why I ain't got time. Negroes be calling me, yo, Doc, what's up? Let's talk about the weather. Traffic, Negro, traffic. That's all I got for you. I ain't got time, man. This is no play over here. Sister Holly, I'm spouding, Sister Holly. But Sister Holly, we got to go deeper down the rabbit trail, Sister Holly. Now, Sister Holly, we've already, what was the first word again? Spoudazo, Sister Holly. So we already spoudazoed, Sister Holly. Now, after we spoudazoed, then we did spoude. Now, Sister Holly, after we spoude, we got to do something else, Sister Holly. We got to go deeper down the rabbit trail.
Strong's G 4692. Spudo.
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 Brother Brian, it is time to spool dough, Brother Brian. Put that chicken sandwich down, Brother Brian. It's time to spool dough. Spool dough, again, notice it keeps saying haste, Brother Brian. All of these words, they keep talking about haste. Now, Brother Brian, I'm just a country boy from Forsyth, Texas, Brother Brian. I don't know about all of these, deep esoteric stuff. So, Brother Brian, how about we look up the definition of the word haste, since that's a part of activating our Kundalini and our Kunda buffer, Sister Allison. So, Sister Allison, this word haste, again, I'm not making this up, Sister Allison. I'm just reading from dictionary.com. It means swiftness in motion, speed, Sister Allison. So, Sister Allison, you think you're gonna live forever, Sister Allison? Sister Allison, how much time you think you got, Sister Allison? I'm just wondering. You see, Sister Allison, I'm sure Kobe Bryant thought that, he put some shit off that he figured he could do tomorrow, Sister Allison. And then, like me, Sister Allison, I thought I had more time with my daughter, Sister Allison. Then on June the 30th, Sister Allison, at 9:30 at night, on June the 30th at 9:30 at night, Sister Allison, my 19-year-old daughter, Sister Allison, see, Sister Allison, I was putting shit off, Sister Allison. I figured, I was going to go to her graduation from college. I had it all planned out, Sister Allison. We was going to go look. That weekend, we were supposed to go look for apartments because she was enrolling in the University of North Texas up in Denton, Sister Allison. She was at her sister's house. Sister Allison, I thought I had time. Sister Allison, I wasn't swift in motion. I didn't have, there was no sense of urgency, Sister Allison. I figured she was going to be around for a long time, Sister Allison. So, Sister Allison, there was no sense of urgency. I thought my kids was going to be here forever, Sister Allison. So I didn't make haste. I wasn't in no hurry, Sister Allison. I wasn't haste. Violence. Hatred, quarrel. What? You see, Sister Allison, most of us, we got definitions. We got definitions. We're not taking speed in an action, swiftness. We're not rapidly. Sister Allison, I wasn't in the act of hurrying. I wasn't hurrying. There was no sense of urgency. And now my 19-year-old daughter is gone, Sister Allison. She's not, now I know she's here in spirit, Sister Allison, but we can't go look at apartments. She's not enrolled at the University of North Texas. I'm not going to be able to walk her down the aisle on her wedding day, Sister Allison. She's gone, Sister Allison. Her physical presence. Now, her spiritual essence is here. But, Sister Allison, this is why I would put both hands on a Negro's throat if he gets between me and my purpose. This is why I don't play, Sister Allison. Because I got this right here, Sister Allison. Haste makes you powerful. I smoke demons and devils every day, Sister Allison, because I got something they don't. I wish a Negro would disposition, Sister Allison. Do you got that disposition? I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering, J Money. Do you got that disposition, J Money? Or you think you're going to live forever too? How much time y'all Negroes think y'all got? Are y'all making haste, Brother Brian? Are you over there in Uganda tearing shit up, Brother Brian? Brother Brandon, what you doing over in the Bahamas, Brother Brandon? Are you walking around sipping pina coladas, Brother Brian? Or are you on your grind, Brother Brian? I'm just wondering. I just wondered, Brother Brian, what you doing? Brother Brian, do you got an urge to diligently and earnestly? Are you awaiting eagerly, making haste, to desire? But guess what, Brother Brian? We still just scratching the surface. We got to go deeper down the rabbit trail, Bijola. We got to go deeper down the rabbit trail, Bijola. So we've already broke down 3 Greek words for one English word, just one English word called study. Now let's go back. Somebody may have just joined the show, and the first Greek word that we broke down was spoudezo. Now that Greek word again. Let's review, because we got to reverse engineer this, Sister Allison. And once we reverse engineer it, we're going to expose the Merkaba activation process. They don't teach this at Ebenezer Baptist, Sister Allison. Notice it keeps saying the same word, hasten and haste. All 3 words so far has the word haste, but the first word means exert. Who's supposed to exert effort, Sister Allison? Is it your cousin? Is it Aunt Bob? Ain't Sue? Or is it Uncle Bob? No, exert oneself. You're supposed to give diligence. You're supposed to be diligent. Diligent. We broke that down already. So that's the first word. Spoudazo. Now the second word, and we broke that down, that was spoude. So we got spoudazo. Then we got spoude. Now I'm going over this again because we're getting ready to expose the devil. Again, it has the word haste. So we got the same word, haste. It's in there again. But now, instead of exert, we have another word. And that word is earnestness. Now, there's a lot of other words we can look at because all of these definitions expose another layer. But notice, instead of exert oneself, look what it says. Interest one's self most earnestly. Come on, preacher. Come on, preacher. So let me get this right, Sister Allison. Let me get this right. So you are engaged in some activity, Sister Allison, but is that activity that you engaged in, are you engaged in that because you're supervisor on your job? Or is that your individual most earnest, the thing that activates, the thing that gets your goat, the thing that curl your toes, the thing that make you put your hands on a Negro's throat? Or y'all just playing church? Let me calm down a little bit, Dr. Cleve. You know I'm little how strong, Dr. Cleve. I got dropped on my head when I was little. But notice what it says down here after spoude, Dr. Cleve. What does it say, Dr. Cleve? We got the word business, Dr. Cleve. A lot of Negroes, they're eager and they got earnestness, but it's about poo nanny. All Negroes can get eager about poo nanny or penis. Oh yeah, come on, ladies, come on, ladies. Don't act brand new now. Don't act brand new now, ladies. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Oh yeah, come on, preacher. Okay. Let me move on. Sister Allison said, "Move on, Doc. We got it." So we got spoudazo. We got spoude. Now the third word, which we just said again. Let me get the correct pronunciation on it.
Strong's G 4692. Spudo.
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 It's like speedo. Put your speedos on. So spudo is kind of like speedo. Except it's spudo. So spudo was the word that, there it is. Haste, it's in there again. All three words contain the word haste. Now, if Source, the big G, decided to put a word in that three mother beep, 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 beep times, Dr. Cleve, it might be important. I'm just saying, Dr. Cleve, what you think? Notice, Dr. Cleve, the word speed, speedo. Notice, Dr. Cleve, to make haste, to desire earnestly. So we got to give oneself, to interest oneself most earnestly, and then to desire earnestly, speedo, speed, study, urge on. So we're supposed to study. There's something that's supposed to urge us on. So let me get this right. So are you studying something that urges you on? Or are you just studying it because there's a girl in class that got some big chi-chis? Are you just studying it because T.D. Jakes said to study it? Or are you just studying it because your mama and your daddy said to study? I'm just wondering. Y'all tell me. I don't know. Y'all tell me. But we still got to go a little further. Where's the great Reverend Dr. Bishop Span? Dr. Span? What you studying, Dr. Span? Well, we got another Greek word, Dr. Span. This Greek word,
Strong's G 4228. Poos. Poos.
Poos, sound pretty close to poo nanny there, Dr. Khalif. Dr. Khalif, you got you some poos, Dr. Khalif? P-O-U-S, Sister Holly. Poos. So poos, now we can reverse engineer the activating process. Poos, what does it say there, Dr. Holly? You're a doctor today, Holly. I'm going to make you Dr. Holly. Dr. Holly, what does it say, Dr. Holly? Footstool. Come on, Dr. Holly. Dr. Holly, I anoint thee, Dr. Holly today. Dr. Holly, what does it say, Dr. Holly? Dr. Holly, have you ever heard? See, Dr. Holly, I'm just a country boy from Fort Worth, Texas. And Dr. Holly, down in the country, when somebody cooks something real good, they say, woo, girl, you put your foot in that dessert right there. Come on, preacher. See, Sister Lisa Johnson. Sister Lisa, are you with us today, Sister Lisa? You know, Sister Lisa, again, I'm just a country boy, Sister Lisa. And where I'm from, Sister Lisa, when somebody put their foot in something, that means that it's good. Now, Dr. Holly, when was the last time you put your foot in something, Dr. Holly? Now, Dr. Holly, where I'm from, somebody pisses you off, you tell them, man, if you don't get out, I'm going to put my foot up your... It's a family show, Dr. Holly, family show. So where I'm from, Dr. Holly, when you are amped up, like, you know, I'm amped up every day, Dr. Holly, because I'm ready to put my foot in somebody's... Brother Gordon, Negroes can run up on me if they want to, Brother Gordon. But see, I don't bruise my knuckles up on no Negro's hard head. I just put a bullet in their head. Now, Brother Gordon, I don't fist fight no more, Brother Gordon. I just put two center mass, one in the head, two in the chest. Next, then I just reload. So, Brother Gordon, I'm just wondering, Brother Gordon, Dr. Holly, when was the last time y'all put y'all foot in something? I'm just wondering, Dr. Holly. What about you, Brother Gordon? What about you, Sister Allison? And you put your foot up somebody's... See, when you plant your foot in somebody's aspiratus, guess what gets activated? Ding, 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 ding. Can anybody see that right there? See, that's what it's called. How can I? This is a family show. I gotta find a family word. Okay, anal cavity. See, right there behind the anal cavity, when you put your foot in somebody's, if I put my foot up your, I'm gonna activate your anal cavity. I'm saying. Guess what happens when I activate that part, Sister Allison? If I put my foot up your, guess what happens, Sister Allison? Well, let me tell you what happens. Oh yeah, you get stimulated. Y'all Negroes need a foot up your family show, Dr. Holly. You see, Dr. Holly, most of us, we have not had nobody activate. That is why inside of my book, let me pull this up for you so that way y'all can see that Sister Allison, you know, you ain't dealing with no average Negro, Sister Allison. I'm just want to put that out there in the ether. Tell him, BJ. Tell him, BJola. My son BJ on the line. BJ will tell you. BJ, no. Tell him, BJola. Your daddy, he ain't slow. Now, I used to be slow. I remember I used to be the president of the LLD club. Tell him, BJola. So I wrote a book called The Seven Seals. Y'all remember that? Oh, y'all don't? Oh, man. God bless y'all souls. Y'all Negroes don't know. So, inside of my book, The Seven Seals, one of those seals is called sodomy. Now, again, I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed, Sister Ellen. Sister Ellen, we're going to make you a doctor today, too. Dr. Holly, Dr. Ellen, y'all have been appointed. I appoint thee doctors. If somebody asks you where you get your degree from, you tell them you got it from the school of MT33. And you see, Sister Ellen, in order to be a part of the boule, you got to get something called anal penetration. Why is that? I'm just wondering, Sister Ellen. Why do the boule require? It's a requirement. Brother Brian, do you know? Could you tell me, Brother Brian? I'm just wondering, Brother Brian, why does Hollywood, why do them good old boys, Luke and them, them good old boys? Why do they require that you allow them to penetrate your anal cavity? I'm just wondering. Sister Allison, do you know? Now, Brother Gordon, he knows how to seal your soul. Tell them again, Brother Gordon. Tell them again. Reverse your chakra spin. Oh, come on, preacher. You see, they don't want you to go within because they know if you go within, you're going to win. That is why they want to reverse your spin. Now, let me make sure y'all understand, because this ain't no new believer show, Sister Allison. We slay devils and demons on the regular. That means every day. All mother beep. See, I'm on my grind. Are y'all on the grind? Dr. Khalifa, you on the grind? I know Dr. Khalifa's on the grind. What about you, Sister Carol Baker III? Sister Carol Baker, are you on the grind, Sister Carol Baker? Now, we got to reverse engineer it so you can activate your spin. Because they don't want you, because they know society, salvation, sorcery, science, stuff, sex, sodomy are the 7 seals of Satan. Yeah. I don't know if y'all over understand. The 7 S's. It seals, it stamps, it marks, it entraps, it ensnares, it entangles. So that way, guess what? You are owned by Lucifer. This ain't no game. This ain't no new believer show. This seals your souls in this dimension. Your soul is what? What does it say right there? Your cells. They got a plan for y'all. But as long as y'all tuned into this show, the devil is a liar. Now, y'all Negroes can go and do that, now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. Y'all can go on over to Ebenezer Baptist and just talk about Jesus Christ and him crucified and stay out in space like you're in a dumb stupor. Not you personally, but people you know. Or you can get you some gnosis, Negro, and activate the Kundalini. Study to show yourself approved unto God, not men. Generate, operate, and direct your own energy. Tell them, BJ. B-Jola, where you at, B-Jola? Break it down for him, B-Jola. Write your own narrative. There you go, BJ. Help me out, BJ. Help me preach, BJ. BJ is the heir to the throne. When I transition off this rock, B-Jola going to take over for me. BJ, you ready, BJ? Now, let me make sure, because they want to seal your cells. They want to keep you in the cell. Now, remember, this book I wrote back. Ooh, wow, this is an old one. Is that, y'all niggas ain't got this book? We'll make it special with 50% off today. To any Reverend Dr. Bishop that don't have this book. Let's see, what does it sell for? This one sells for $49 today. PDF copy, just email me, masterteacher33.com@gmail.com, because the 7 seals of Satan, he want to make sure that he seals your soul, because he don't want you to activate your sympathetic nervous system. He got a plan for y'all Negroes. He don't want you to grow. He don't want you to know, so that way you can't grow. Now, let me make sure y'all understand. Let me go just a little bit further. Just a little bit. Can I go just a little bit further? See, when you look at your nervous system and you break this down, this activates something. What does that say right there, B-Jola? Yeah. Fight, flight, freeze. Negro, that's called your reptile brain. So he wants to control the sympathetic nervous system. How did he control it? Because that controls your automatic nervous system. Fear, doubt, and unbelief. That's his meal ticket. And he good at what he do. But I'm good at what I do too. Now, so let's wrap up today's show with a smoking gun. I would like to end the show on a bang. Wake up, J Money. I got to end it on a bang. Now, J Money, most people have knowingly or unknowingly volunteered for Lucifer's system. They don't know, J Money. How come they don't know? Because they haven't studied to show themselves approved unto God. So I need to make sure, J Money, that you overstand. I don't care if nobody else overstands, J Money. I got to make sure you overstand, J Money. That when we reverse engineer this process, you got to put your foot in it first. So that's the first thing that we got to understand is everybody on today's call, you have to put your foot in for you to be in. What does that mean? You got to be all in, boo-boo. So it says foot, both men and beasts, often in the Orient, one put his foot or vanquished of disciples listening to their teachers' instructions are said to be at his feet. So this means your footstool. This actually means sitting at the Father's feet. This means that you're sitting at the feet of the throne of the big G. This means that you're taking instructions from source code. Not from TD, not from Joel Osteen, not from Creflo, but from source. So the kingdom of God is within. So the first thing that we got to do to reverse engineer the process, we got to reverse engineer these three words. So, when you reverse engineer these words, and so we're looking at, those are the words that we just been talking about. We started out with that P-O-U-S, then we went to P-E-U-D-O, then we went to S-P-O-U-D-E, and then we went to the main word that we started off with was speedazo. So in conclusion, my anointed brothers, in conclusion, my beautiful, educated sisters, let's reverse engineer this process. Now, I know my chicken writing is a little rough, but I need y'all to, again, don't scrutinize my lack of penmanship, but look at the process. Reverse engineer this process. Make the last word first. There has to be something that urges you on. There has to be an urge. Number one, to activate your Kundalini, to activate your Merkaba, so that way no COV-19 can affect you, no weapon formed against you can prosper, Sister Amanda. All who rise up against you will get smoked. That way, Sister Amanda, when you walk through the valley of the shadow and death, Sister Amanda, you will fear no evil. Why, Sister Amanda? Because you know your Kundalini and your Kunda buffer is like somebody put a foot in your and you activate it. And when you get activated, Sister Amanda, you go to second base. Now, all of a sudden, that urge, let's go back. Can y'all see that? The urge is gone, Sister Amanda. I mean, it's not gone. It's activated, that urge. So everything starts off with an urge. So somebody like Clint, they put a foot in you, and once they put that foot in you, or once you put your foot in, you go to speed dope. All of a sudden, you ready to make haste. All of a sudden, you got some speed. All of a sudden, you got an urge. Number one, sit at the footstool of God. Or let somebody put a foot up your bleep. That's what I'm trying to do today. I'm trying to plant my foot deep in your to get you activated. So then you get an urge to make haste, to study with speed, to desire something earnestly. You got an urge. You got a foot. After the foot comes the urge. Then after the foot and the urge, then comes the next Greek word, which is you become interested in one's self most earnestly. You have an interest in oneself most earnestly. See, right now, y'all got an interest in a boy. Y'all ladies got an interest in a boy. Or, if you like J Money, you got an interest in a girl. Maybe more than one. I'm just saying. Or, you got an interest in a chicken sandwich. I mean, not you personally, but people you know. But the interest, J Money, is going to be about your own purpose, destiny, diakonia. That's where the interest is at. The interest is one's self most earnestly. It means you have an earnestness in accomplishing, promoting, Sister Holly. You good at promoting, Sister Holly. But there has to be an interest in promoting one's self. See, you can't hide anymore. You got to be open. You got to be honest. You got to be transparent. It's this ability to be interested in your purpose, your destiny, your diakonia. Tell them, BJ. Tell them, B. Jola. B. Jola is helping me preach today. Who you got to be interested, but they're interested in one's self. Now, it's great if you're interested in somebody else, but boo-boo, one day, maybe not today, but one day, They have to take interest in oneself, your own business, your own purpose, your own destiny. Carefulness, diligence, forward, hastiness in your own purpose, your own destiny. And then the last word, spoudazo, which is what we started with, and that is, again, to exert one's self, endeavor, give diligence. It means to make effort. So when we look at this word in reverse, starting with the first word and moving into the last word, and we take this biblical word, study, and we break it down, that is why 99.999% of most believers are out in left field, because they don't do this every day. I love my family, but my sister Linda, we talk all the time, and my sister Linda doesn't do this. 90% of the people on earth I know, they don't do this. In fact, 99. Give me 10 Negroes, there's one. For every 10, there's one. You see, brothers and sisters, we have to understand, we have to study to show ourselves approved unto God. Because, as we said at the beginning, that activates all of this part of what we call the DNA, the body. And it starts here, just like it says inside the Bible. This process of going up and down, Kundalini, one side, Kunda buffer, Kundalini, Kunda buffer, Kundalini, Kunda buffer. It goes up and down, but it starts here. Why? Because that's the sacrum. They don't teach that in church, unfortunately. But if they did, you could understand this process that's taught in all over the Orient and Indian culture, but it's not taught here. Because we don't understand the holy bone. We do not understand this part right here. That is the Merkaba. Merkaba. Without that understanding of the Merkaba and the science behind it, then that's not studying. People think studying is just picking up a book. Studying is activating purpose, as we just broke down. So I just broke down the 4 Greek words that make up the 1 English word study. Did we not just spend a whole hour? Almost more than an hour. Those are the 4 words right there. I know my penmanship is not that great, but you get the gist of it. That's what the word study means. We spent a whole hour breaking down 1 word, and we just scratched the surface. Because if you understood this 1 word, you would know the science behind the holy bone, which we call the spinal cord or the spade. So when you're playing cards, you got a deck of cards, and we look at what is the highest card in the deck of playing cards. Spade. So we look at this, has to do with the symbol spade, coffin, death, open grave. When we look at the etymology of the word spade, composed of the word spar and d, meaning the root word spar, to draw, from the Greek word orkal, to draw or to draw out, meaning of d is down, down from off. Thereof, meaning I have come to, is the word spade, means to draw down or to draw out or down, or draw from the down. So when we look at the etymology of this word, spade, what we're talking about, this bone, this sacrum bone, spinal cord, all of this gets into what the Masons talk about, which is 33. 33 turns into a complete sequence of the human DNA. This activates the 33 vertebrae inside of the bone, inside of the spinal cord. All of this gets into understanding the Latin and the Greek based upon the Greek physician Galen, that talks about what? The sacrum bone, the sacrum. All of this breaks down to this 1 part of the human anatomy. But we got a problem. What is the problem? Christians, they don't care about that. They do not want to study to show themselves approved. Why? Because they don't have their foot in it, which produces the urge, which gives you speed, which makes you most earnest, interested in one's purpose, so that way you can finally exert unlimited effort and to be diligent about studying your God-given destiny. Everything starts with the footstool. The footstool is that part of the body right there. That part of the body, again, activates the 33 vertebrae, which is the houses or leads up to the illumination in the brain. So that way you become illuminated. This is what they call the 33 degrees in Mason. Now, let me make sure you understand, because as you go up, as you see, the number 33, which is where I get my number from, that's why I call myself Master Teacher 33. Also, the Master Teacher, the number from the Master Jesus, crucified at Golgotha, means place of the skull at the age of 33. Why? During the year 33 AD. How many words in the King James Bible? 788, 283. What does that, add all that numbers up? All of the words in the King James Bible, what does it come out to? What's that number? Look at all of the words in the King James Bible. What does it come out to? 33. 33 words inside of the King James Bible. I'm not making this up, Brother Cleef. You can do the math yourself. This is occult. That just simply means hidden from Christians. That's all it means. Christians are afraid. Why? You got the biggest God, supposedly, but you are the most afraid. Why? You got the wrong God. If you over and understand, Jesus wasn't seen. Look at the word amen. What does that say? What is the numerical value of the word amen? 1, 13 plus 5, 14 equals what? 33, Bijola. 33 is hidden all inside of the Bible. Now, if we really want to get deep, y'all want to get deep. I know we over time, J Money. Give me a couple of more minutes, J Money. All of the pictures in the ancient text show Moses like this. Why is Moses pictured with horns, J Money? Because inside of your brain, you have AMON. Inside of the human brain, we have, bam, Ammon's horn. Everything in the Bible is in the body. As I've been saying for 30 years, well, 20 years, Dr. Martinet, 20 years. Dr. Holly, where you at, Dr. Holly? Dr. Holly, I've been saying for 20 years, Dr. Holly. If we could understand the body, we could understand the Bible. But guess what, Bijola? Christians, they scared of the body, Bijola. They scarred. Because that bone right there activates what goes on up there. See, that's why they want to put something in your anus. That way, it disconnects you from your brain. As I reveal, explain, illuminate, and simplify inside of my book, The 7 Seals of Satan. Brothers and sisters, you want to get that book, The 7 Seals of Satan, so that way you can understand the energies that control the lower human body and the organs, such as your genitals, through your sacrum bone and your sacral or your sacred nerves. If you do not understand your own central nervous system, the body is the Bible and the Bible is the body. You cannot activate your macabre. What is your macabre? What is your macabre? What is your macabre? There's your macabre. You got to activate it. To learn more, email me, masterteacher33.com @gmail.com. Sister Allison, Dr. Holly, and everybody else on the call today, it is always an honor and a privilege to be able to break bread with you. I love you. I appreciate you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. All I want everybody to do is to make sure that you are making haste to discover your own destiny in Diakonia. I am doing my May special where I'm offering all 3 reports for $1,000. Normally sells for over $5,000. Brothers and sisters, you want to email me at masterteacher33.com @gmail.com immediately to take advantage of this opportunity. Sister Allison, Sister Holly, Dr. Martinet, Dr. Span, Brother Brandon, Brother Gordon, B. Jola, Sister Amanda, Sister Tracy. Man, I love y'all. My love is unconditional. Brother Michael, and nothing you can do, bro. You stuck with me like Chuck, Brother Michael. You stuck like Chuck. Mrs. Alvin, I love you too, Mrs. Alvin, and nothing you can do about it. Dr. Martinet, you already know what it is. I appreciate you guys, honestly. I love you and I thank God for you. As always, my brothers, as always, my sisters, I'm at the top grinding and shining. It's always an honor and it's always a privilege. As always, God bless. We'll see you at the top.